Just about half an hour ago, jurors in the Officer Geronimo Yanez trial have gone home after deliberating for a second day.
Today, they asked to see some key evidence again. St. Anthony police officer Geronimo Yanez shot and killed Philando Castile in Falcon Heights last July. Yanez told jurors that he had no choice but to shoot Castile because he saw him reaching for a gun. An expert for the prosecution said that Yanez made mistakes and called the use of force excessive. Jurors were handed the case yesterday. They'll have to decide if Yanez was justified and acted as any other reasonable officer would in that situation. Today, they had some questions for the judge. Bill Hudson has been in court for us, and he joins us now with more. Hi, Bill.
Hi, Amelia. Well, that was early on this morning. They'd only been in the courthouse for about 10 minutes on this second day of deliberation when the jury foreperson handed the judge, Judge William Leary, a handwritten note. Jurors were essentially looking for the answers to 4 questions. First, they wanted to see 2 pieces of key videotape that were played at trial. They also wanted to read through some transcripts. Now, this is what that note actually looked like. This is the actual note which was sent out. We, the jury, do hereby request access to the following exhibits of evidence. So in open court today, Judge Leary had the Facebook Live video of Diamond Reynolds played once again, showing the shooting aftermath, as well as the audio and video from the camera in Officer Yanez's squad. That had been played multiple times at trial. It appears that jurors maybe want to confirm what was said both before the shooting and immediately afterwards. Both the Reynolds and Yanez accounts of what was seen and said contain some inconsistencies. Perhaps that's why jurors want to clarify that on the requests for the transcripts. However, the judge denied that request. So it's now been about 8 hours that they've actually been in closed deliberations. Of course, they went home for the day just half hour ago. Again, there are 3 counts that they are considering. The most serious is that second-degree manslaughter with culpable negligence, essentially saying that Yanez was unreasonable in his use of deadly force. The other 2 counts are the endangerment counts to Diamond Reynolds and her 4-year-old child caused by the intentional discharge of a firearm. Remember, 2 of those shots came within 1.5 feet of both Reynolds and the 4-year-old girl. And we want to remind you that jurors must reach unanimous verdicts on all 3 counts independent of one another. They cannot rule on one verdict for all 3. They have to find a verdict on each of those 3 counts, Amelia. And we should say maybe it's a good sign that the judge has asked them back here tomorrow morning at 8:30. That's a half hour earlier than today. Perhaps we're getting closer, Amelia.
Perhaps. We will see. Thank you, Bill.
Yeah, perhaps. Let's hope.
Well, of course, we will continue to follow this case, and we'll bring you the verdict on TV and online as soon as it's decided.